Hello, everyone. This is Koren. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I'm here today to explore what holds us back in life. I'm not an expert. I'm not a therapist, not a coach, not a medium, not anyone beside a person that really felt that I held myself back in life for so many years until I had my big moments. But saying that, I'm a person that against all odds came to the UK with one suitcase and a dream to fulfill myself to become a singer-songwriter internationally. I had objection for families, but I made it. But even that you made it, there is still things that hold us back. And I think this time now of the pandemic, although we're all much more optimistic that it's going to end soon, it's a time for us to really assess ourselves. It's a time for us to make a question: how can we improve our life so we can live a life that is more who we are meant to be and more happy and fulfilled? And for this today, I really have a very special guest. Every week we have someone here, and I'm very privileged to have all these people. But today I invited someone that personally helped me in last 2 years that I experienced grief and sorrow after my late husband passed away. Now, many of you might not be familiar with something that's called medium or spiritual church. Some of you would feel, oh, it's not for me. So today's invitation is to explore together, first of all, what holds us back, but take it one step farther, knowing that there is much bigger picture for us. And some people just has that gift to access that bigger picture. I have the gift to write melodies. I just write melodies. They come from somewhere. The melodies, the words. Some people have that ability to hear knowledge, higher knowledge. And it doesn't matter how we call it. The important is that they have that ability as an instrument to give us messages that can help us to all the things that we said, to live a full life and to comfort us. So I'm very privileged and very honored to invite and to say to you a really warm welcome, Janet Neville. Hello to you.
Hello, Tally. Thank you.
It's very nice to have you here with me. As I said to you, most of the people that I interview are more life coaches or therapists. So it's very special, but we are going to flow with that because part of your work, from what I experience, is just flow with that and see what it comes. And that's the beauty of it. So so let's touch first of all the subject in general. What holds us back in life?
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? I've always held myself back in life. I don't quite know why. It's I don't like the limelight, and I don't like attention, and I've always hid behind anything that I can find to hide behind, and then all of a sudden I found that I had this gift that I could link into to the unseen forces that are around us that are called spirit. And it's all about people being able to know that when their loved ones pass, that they are still very much around them. But this gift is taking me far. It's taken me on a long journey. And everything that's been filtered down to me is there to share. It's there to share with everyone else. And I have been holding myself back because there's so much knowledge and wisdom that we can pass on to everyone. I know and understand it's not for everyone's liking, but I'm not there to preach about spiritualism or trying to convert anyone to their way of thinking. It's just more of an enlightening insight into the energies that surround us. It's there. It's also, we are all spirit in a human form as well, and people tend to forget that. If you mention the word spirit, straight away they just think of something, some ghost or some hidden energy that they can't see. But it's far more than that. It just expands. When we all leave this earth, when we pass, when we die, that we do, once our soul or our spirit is left a physical body, that the physical body, we know what happens to that. It either gets cremated or buried, but the spiritual or the soul, the spirit it's energy, and it is unseen energy, and you can't kill energy. It's through energy that we've been able to communicate today, and energy is everywhere around us. But within that energy, it's there to just give comfort to many people, just like you did when you walked into the doors of Barnes Church, and I was able to, I didn't know who you were, I didn't know if you'd lost anyone, and through the spiritual energies that contacted me, that I was able to give you that comfort. And that's what it's for. It's for comfort. But to get back to what is holding you back, which many of us do hold ourselves back in life, that I've always suffered from lack of confidence. But with the spiritual energies around me, with everything that they've given me hope, they've given me comfort. Just like you, I've lost many people, someone very, very dear to me recently. But it's knowing that those energies are around me that just spurs us on. And I just now feel that it's time for me to let go of any fears of putting myself out there. A lot of what holds us back is the fear of being judged. People do not like to be judged. I don't mind criticism. Criticism doesn't bother me at all, as long as it's constructive criticism. But to be judged, and I just think that fear is to be placed behind me now, and you've given me the opportunity to be able to express some of that to people who is listening. And I would just like to say to everyone that if you hear the word spiritualism, don't let it frighten you, and don't just think that it's something that we're going to preach to people. I don't preach to anyone about what I do. That's people's choices. But it's just there. It's there so that we can just help people. The help that we can give to someone, just letting you know that your loved one is around you in energy. They can't come back, but they can just give you that evidence, that pure evidence that I have who I say I have, that they're there to give you that love, to let them know that their energy is happy and their life on the earth is now over, but their life is continuous in the spiritual realms. And I have, along with my friend Stephen, that we've wrote much of their information. We've wrote it in a book, in a publication. And within the pages of these books, there's much wisdom that's been given to us from Spirit. It's not all about ghosts, or it's about how we are spirit in the human form, about the endurance of people, of what you can overcome. And also it's there so that we can all learn to live with one another, to look after their planet, to look after the animals, and just to be kind to each other. But the most important thing is to be kind to yourself.
Yes, yes, that's the most important. The name of the book is Being Spirit. I got it when you came to the church. And yes, I think you explained there in a very simple way to show people that it's not what they're so worried about, ghost or anything. Some people even call it devil. It just, as you said, it is a comfort. No one can really know if it's solid truth, but who cares? If someone loses someone, it's one of the hardest things, as you know it very well, and I know it, and just to get that message that they're watching us. But let's go back to the main thing. What hold us back? So what hold us back in terms of our soul here? Is it something you think that, let's say, something hold you back few years ago? Is it because you were not ready to get with that thing outside? What I'm trying to say is you build that confidence through the last few years. Is it your soul that need to be ready to let go of the thing that hold us back? Do you understand what I'm asking?
I do understand, and I understand that fully, and I think you've got a very good point there, because I think, everything in life has to be done. I'm a believer that everything in life has to be done at that right time. Timing is quite critical, really, for a lot of things we've done. I mean, if I go back over my life to when I was a child, that I've always held myself back. I've always thought that everyone can do everything better than I can, and I've never given myself much credit for it. But now I'm older, and I'm hopefully a lot wiser than what I was when I was younger. And do I have regrets? I don't really have regrets, but if I had let go of this years and years ago, I would be doing something far much better, done something far much better with my life. But because I just always had that inability there to think, to hold myself back and to think that I wasn't capable of doing these things. But now I've reached this point in my life, and I just feel now that because of all the work that my friend and myself have put into the book, that I'm ready now to come out of the shadows, so that I can just... It's not about just pushing what I do, and it's not about promoting. It's just about just being able to fulfill something within myself that I need to do. It's just to show myself that it's not scary to jump out of the shadows. Nothing bad is going to happen to me. And I think there's that fear that, if you put yourself in the limelight or into people's minds, I think there's obviously a fear within me that's been stopping me from doing that. But all of a sudden, I think, you came in my path so that I could help you. But I think you're also in my path so that you can help me. And you've given me this opportunity to be able to even voice it, because it's not something I really voice. Because it's just something that, I would just walk away from things. I mean, I do everything. I've been working with the spiritual realms for over 25 years now. And I've just plodded on. And I've given many readings to people. I've helped many people. But I don't see it as that it's something that I love. but I feel now that I just need to go that one step further and just embrace who I am and the gift that I've been given. It's like yourself. You've been given that wonderful gift of that voice, and you're sharing that with other people, and I now need to share what I've got with people.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, it's really resonance with me. Many of my fans and followers do not know, but when I was a child, I used to be the best, fastest swimmer, runner, dancing ballet, singing and painting. There was no direction. I was talented and the best in each one of them. And many times you can go back and say, right, if I would have continued with running, I was the faster as a man, and I was the fastest in swimming, but I had a fear. I had such a fear that if you run or swim and you don't come number one, it's a failure. It would have been disaster for me not to be. And I think that fear was something that held me back for many years. But then I'm saying, when I chose the music, and especially in the last 10 years, understanding who you are as a music, understanding that you're not going to be that pop singer. I look at the chart and I see all these younger or people that they're just all in a very particular genre. And I'm saying it's not me, but I have something to give that none of them have. And I think it's so important for each one of us, instead of trying all the time to run after something that is not who we are, and not being that perfect, is just really to come fully to who we are. And like, as you say, it took you such a long journey helping so many people for 20 years. Now for you actually have the confidence to come out yourself. So I think it's kind of like matureness, like wine, like grapes. You need to have that readiness inside of you, I believe. Is that?
Yes, yeah, you're right, you're correct. I think, especially with me, with the way I've led my life, I have to get used to things, and I have to feel ready, be ready to want to move on. And I think now that once we've done that, we've done the first book, we've got a second book that's going to be published shortly, and I just feel now that it's we've created these publications, and they're not just to sit in the pile, and they are there for the information to be read by people, to make up their own mind to what they think, and to understand. It's been written so that people can understand what happens when their soul and their bodies are departed. They don't have to believe in it. We're not asking people to pick up and follow us. They just want people to understand. And I feel now that I'm ready just to walk forward and put myself out there more within the public eye, really. I mean, we go to many churches, but every time the minute I get on the platform, I feel as if I turn into someone else.
You are.
But the minute I finish, I want to go and hide in a room. But I'm going to now. But I'm making a promise to myself to just step out of the shadows and just to walk forward. I mean, I know that everything that I've done over the years, and as I said, and for your listeners, that people that are listening to us, as I say, it's not all about the clairvoyance. It's not fortune telling. I can understand why many people think that it's a lot of rubbish and that, but it's you know, if you want to, there's no spirit on earth or no medium that can tell anyone what to do. That's your own free choices.
Exactly.
Everyone has their own free will. What I do is about connecting, allowing the spiritual energies to connect to my auric field so that I can pass on those messages of love and hope to people. And it's all about just letting people know that their loved ones are back home within the spiritual realms and that they are safe and they are happy. And just, we can't tell, and they only give people what they need to know rather than what they want to know. Yeah. I can't tell you how to run your life. I can't tell you what numbers to pick for the lottery. Now that, I agree, is a lot of rubbish. Yeah. But I just want people that who's listening, who doesn't believe in what I do. It's just like, there's many religions out there, and I respect every religious beliefs, and I just want people to respect me for believing in what I do and to understand. Yeah. It's just like all the religious beliefs, that if we understand what's behind those beliefs, and then it gives you an understanding into why a person wants to follow down that route. And the same with because spiritualism, since the early 50s, it's been classed as a religion, which they find very funny, because they said they've always been there right from the beginning of time. And but, you know, it's just something that gives me a lot of comfort and love.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. I hope all the listeners, I hope you are feeling okay with that, that I share with you this part of me that I really experienced in the last 2 years, going to a spiritual church. It gave me a lot of comfort, and that's important, because no one can see black and white. Some people can really hear things. I cannot. I just feel things, and some people can see things. Some people can hear. Everyone has their own way, but so I hope you take it in a good way. Janet, thank you so much for being here with me. I'm really so glad that it came to you at the right moment, and especially before your forthcoming book, and all the information how to get in touch with Janet for personal reading or the book will be below the video in the description. And anything else that you want to say before we say goodbye?
I'd just like to thank you very much for this opportunity, and for anyone that, if they are interested in reading the book, it's in all formats: audio, ebook, and paperback. And I'd just like to add that to any listeners who do not believe in what I do, just please be open-minded about it, because it's there. We're all entitled to have our own beliefs, and I would just like to thank them for listening, and I'd like to thank you, Tally.
Okay, thank you. Keep safe, and hopefully we'll meet up soon again. Thank you so much.